Imagine walking into a skincare lab or beauty brand's headquarters. The air smells like fresh lotion and innovation. A team of scientists and skincare experts are testing the next big anti-aging cream, moisturizer, or luxury serum. But then you see something strange. There's someone sitting in the corner, gently rubbing another person's cheek. Over and over for hours. No, it's not weird. It's actually their job. Meet the face feeler. Yes, that's a real profession. And they can make up to $80,000 a year just by touching people's faces. Sounds bizarre? It is. But it's also one of the most unique and surprisingly high-paying jobs in the beauty and skincare industry. So, what exactly does a face feeler do? Well, their official title might sound more scientific: sensory evaluator or tactile assessor. But in simple terms, they're paid to use their sense of touch to evaluate how skin feels after using different skincare products. Before a moisturizer, lotion, or facial serum hits the market, someone has to test whether it actually makes skin feel smoother, softer, or more hydrated. And that's where face feelers come in. Think of them as the human sensors of the skincare world. While machines can measure certain things, like moisture levels or elasticity, only a trained human can truly feel the difference between a little smooth and silky baby soft. Here's how it works. Face feelers are usually hired by cosmetic companies, dermatological research centers, or product testing labs. They go through special training to develop hypersensitive touch. Seriously, they learn to detect even the tiniest texture changes on skin, as small as 1 micrometer. Their job might involve testing dozens of volunteers who apply different skincare products. The face feeler gently touches specific areas, like the cheek, chin, or forehead, using just their fingertips. Then they describe what they feel using precise language like velvety, grainy, tight, plump, or dewy. Their feedback helps cosmetic scientists tweak the formula until it feels just right. In other words, when your new moisturizer feels smooth instead of greasy, thank a face feeler. Now, how do you even become one? You don't need a college degree in face touching, but many professionals come from backgrounds in dermatology, sensory science, cosmetology, or even psychology. Most companies require specialized training to sharpen your tactile sensitivity. For example, Procter & Gamble, the company behind brands like Olay and SKU, has employed professional face feelers for years. In fact, some of their top skincare testers have become legends in the industry, able to tell the difference between two almost identical lotions by touch alone. Training can take months. Trainees practice on artificial skin, then move on to real human volunteers. They learn how to use consistent pressure, timing, and finger motion. It's a bit like being a musician. Your instrument just happens to be your fingertips. And yes, it pays well. Entry-level face feelers might start at around $40,000 to $50,000 a year. But experienced tactile assessors who work for high-end brands or research facilities can make $70,000 to $80,000, sometimes more. Senior evaluators who train others or work with global cosmetic labs might even earn 6 figures. Now, where in the world do these jobs exist? Pretty much anywhere that has a booming skincare industry, which, in 2025, is everywhere. In the United States, cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Cincinnati, where big skincare companies like P&G and Johnson are based, often hire sensory testers and face feelers. In Japan and South Korea, where skincare is practically an art form, tactile testing is taken very seriously. Japanese beauty brands like Shiseido and Korean giants like Amora Pacific employ face feelers to ensure their products meet ultra-high texture standards. Because over there, how a product feels on your skin is almost as important as what it does. In France, luxury beauty houses like L'Oréal and Chanel also rely on human touch testers to perfect their high-end creams and serums. The French have entire departments dedicated to sensory research. And yes, some of those testers spend their entire day touching faces. Even in emerging markets like China, India, and Singapore, beauty labs are hiring local testers as skincare demand skyrockets. The global cosmetics industry was valued at over $600 billion in 2024. And as long as people care about glowing skin, the need for these human touch experts isn't going anywhere. So, is it a good job? Surprisingly, yes, if you can handle the weirdness. Let's break it down. Paycheck $60K, $80K for literally touching faces. Not bad at all. Environment, clean, calm labs. No heavy lifting, no stressful deadlines. Training, provided by the company so you don't need a fancy degree. Job security. As long as humans use skincare, this job stays relevant. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing, pun intended. It takes a lot of concentration. Face feelers must wash and moisturize their hands constantly to maintain perfect touch sensitivity. No rings, no nail polish, and definitely no hand calluses. They have to avoid strong scents like perfumes or lotions that might interfere with their sense of touch. And let's be honest, telling people you touch strangers' faces for a living is definitely a conversation starter. You'll get weird looks until they find out you make more money than most office workers. There's also a psychological side to it. Many face feelers say they develop a deep awareness of texture, moisture, and even emotions. They learn to read subtle changes in skin, like stress, dehydration, or tension, and that sensitivity can make them more empathetic people overall. Some even transition into skincare consulting or brand development, using their trained touch to help brands design better-feeling products. But maybe the most fascinating part is how human this job is. In an age where AI and robots are taking over industries, you can't automate touch. Machines can measure, scan, and analyze, but they can't truly feel softness the way we can. The job of a face feeler proves that there are still things only humans can do better, things that depend on our natural senses and empathy. And as skincare keeps evolving, with luxury brands pushing sensory experiences and human touch science, the demand for tactile testers is actually increasing. In fact, some companies in 2025 are even experimenting with virtual face-feeling training programs where you can develop your tactile skills remotely using advanced haptic gloves. So yes, you could train to be a professional face feeler from home. Now, let's talk lifestyle. Most face feelers work in labs usually 9 to 5. But some travel internationally to evaluate products in different climates. Think about it. A cream that feels perfect in humid Singapore might feel greasy in dry California. That's why luxury brands sometimes fly their tactile experts across the world to test how their products feel in real-world conditions. Imagine being paid to travel, test skincare, and literally feel the difference. That's a pretty sweet deal. So, if you're someone who's naturally sensitive to textures, maybe you notice how soft certain fabrics feel, or you can tell when a lotion feels off, you might actually have a natural gift for this career. It's a rare niche skill, but one that pays incredibly well and plays a key role in an industry worth billions. So, what do you think? Could you handle being a professional face feeler, the person who touches strangers' skin for science and gets paid like a pro? Would you find it fascinating or just too awkward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you team smooth money or team no way that's too weird? And if you loved diving into another bizarre but real job that actually pays big bucks, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell for more episodes of There's a Job for That. Because out there in the real world, even touching someone's face can earn you a luxury paycheck.